You're listening to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the #1 sports talk show on the planet, The Doug Stewart Show.
This is a revolution in radio, the realest, trillest sports talk show in America, The Doug Stewart Show. This is sports talk for the people.
The Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Real talk, real radio, real people, just like you.
Yes!
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt. Specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU.
It's not what you know. It's what you can prove.
You reach kicking it with Key C show.
Waited till I saw the sun. Don't know why I didn't come. Left you by the house of fun. Don't know why I didn't come. Don't know why I didn't come.
Alright, so you've reached another episode of Kicking It with Key C. And today, we got a special treat here. I'm actually interviewing a longtime friend and business associate, because we've known each other for a long time, I believe. Almost probably 10, 15 years now. But this is Tammy Harper, professional musician. And I watched the path of her grow from her musicianship and going into, basically blooming from, I guess what you call a part-time musician, starving artist, all the way to a full-time professional artist. So I watched all of the little stages and stuff that you took, and proud to say that I know you, and that you're probably one of the, if a keyboard player comes up in the city of Atlanta, you're the first person I think of. Like, yeah, I wonder what it must be. Tammy associated.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so let's start off right here. First thing is, my questions aren't always going to be standard, so they may be sideways here, but let's first find out what got you started in music.
Well, I would say it was in my genes. My grandfather, his middle name was Mozart, and my birth mother, she played and sang, so he played and sang also. And then I started playing. Unfortunately, my mother passed away of cancer when I was 3, and they said I started playing after she passed. And they didn't think I was playing for real, but apparently I was. And then I started taking piano lessons at age 7, and took them all the way through college, where I received my Bachelor of Arts degree in music, concentration, piano. That's kind of how I just got started with this basic piano lessons, but it just came very easy for me, and I love playing piano. So I was never forced to practice or do anything like that. And I just got better and better as the years went by. Wow,
that is amazing. So you actually were trained, and this is your story here. Is actually you started at a young age and blossomed to what you do now. So in your early years, did you play did you play officially, like, for school? Like, what I mean was, like, grade school? Did you play anything, or did you do it on the side? Or were you, like, in a band or anything?
Well, I didn't have the opportunity to be in any band. I went to private school, and we had, like, an orchestra and a chorus. So I didn't really play in any bands. What I played mostly was at church.
Okay.
I started playing at church maybe when I was 13 or 14, playing for the choirs, playing for the church services, and then just for our family. Every Christmas we would sing, like, the Hallelujah chorus. I might be the accompanist with my grandfather first, and then I would play, or my other cousin would play. And most of the time was a lot more singing than playing out and about, to be honest. I play at home a lot. If people came over for the holidays, or anybody came over, and I love listening to the radio. And that's when I really started playing by ear. I would listen to the radio and play songs, or I would buy the sheet music. That was really popular in the 80s. So I could see how they were really playing, like, songs like Stevie Wonder's Living in the Sky or DeBar's All This Love. And just seeing how they were, in the printed music, it helped me develop how I could play by ear and have good chords and, really start sounding like the records. And ironically, I should have figured out an Apple computer somewhere in the 80s, and way before code was popular, I put Careless Whisper on the Apple. Meaning I had the colors change, the music change, and the words appear on the computer.
Oh, wow.
Careless Whisper. So that was, like, revolutionary back then. I should have...
Little George Michael, huh?
Well, because I was like, wow. And who knows how I did it, but that was one of my little highlights. That must have been because Careless Whisper came out in, like, 84. So, yeah, I was around 13, 14 years old when I did that.
Wow. Okay. That's awesome story there. And then because those Macs, I'm trying to think about those. That was the original ones, like we used to have in school, right? I think they were actually called Macintosh. They didn't call them the Macintosh computer.
You're right.
Right.
You're right. Way back there. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then let me think about it. Were you able to, what do you call it, sight read? Like, I know.
Yeah, I could do that too. That just, you break out the hymnal, because we would have certain books at home, or even once my mother passed away, there's the books in the piano bench, and I would pick them up all the time and sight read them. So I started sight reading early too. I don't remember exactly when, but that was always easy for me to do. It was really not a challenge. When I was growing up, I didn't even really practice like I should, to be honest, because it came so easy. I really didn't start practicing like I was supposed to till I got to college. And that's when Dr. Johnson was like, cut those fingernails and get in that practice room. And
wow.
And that was when I started practicing 2 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I went from virtually practicing nothing, just playing leisurely, to 14 hours a week. And so, of course, my skills went up right away. And even though this is classical music, still, your fingers are more agile. Your brain is working at a different capacity because you're learning and memorizing classical music. So it's a different skill set, it's a different discipline, and a different expectation. I never played, I may have memorized my music maybe, but by the time I graduated from college, my senior recital, one of my pieces was 25 minutes long. I had 3 pieces. So just imagine playing for 25 minutes of memorized music.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Now, that's amazing.
It was definitely an accomplishment. You feel great when it's, when it's over, and you're like, ooh, you get that degree, you're like running across the stage. Like I did it.
How when did you learn how to, I'm sure you're good at improvisation, because me, I played the trombone, but I didn't play long enough to really get into it where, you're playing the chord of whatever, E flat, C, whatever it is, whatever the chords are. They play the chords, and then you just go by ear and just start playing some tunes within the chords and the changes and the progression changes. When did you learn that, or was that something that you initially learned anyway as a
I don't think I really learned it, but I will say, rest in peace, one of my friends just passed away like 2 weeks ago, and when we were in high school, he taught me a song by rote, meaning like, here's line 1, he teach me, and I learn it, and here's the chorus, and I learn it, here's the verse, here's the change, and I never learned something by rote that was that hard. It was a gospel song called I Need Thee, and man, it's like, I still teach that song to this day. I was still in high school, so that was in the late 80s, and he just passed, but I will always remember him sitting down with me at the piano and just taking me to that next level of musicianship for that one gospel song. That even some of those transitional chords that you're talking about, I use them to this day. That song, I've even used that as an audition piece before because, it's agile and it's a really cool chord. And so I never was formally trained in like, hey, do this or improv. Like I really still try to work on jazz because jazz is the only area that I don't quite play the way I want to. I don't play everything else, classical, gospel. I was in a house band, hip-hop band. I'm in a reggae band now, an all-female band, soul band, old school band, and even a corporate band where we played, our set list was about 75 songs. So I play all kinds of music. So I'm still working on developing how I want my jazz to sound. I pretty much have my own Tammy sound.
Wow.
That's one of the areas that I'm working on.
Wow.
Let's pause for a break. Whole Team Enterprises, a full-service graphics and marketing company that will take your company's image to the next level, specializing in graphic design, web hosting, printing, video editing, event planning, and more. They are cost-effective, professional, and have an awesome quick turnaround. Please give them a call at 888-755-0036 or visit them online at www.wholeteam.com. Be sure to get your car serviced by the professionals at ICN Services, located in the Buckhead area of Atlanta. They are a full-service automobile concierge service who are an on-site automobile detailing provider with the advantages of their come-to-you service. Your car can get their needs taken care of while you continue your day. They will take your vehicle to appointments, inspections, repairs, returns, and more. Find them online at www.itscleannow.com or reach them at 404-934-0675. You've reached Kicking It with KC show.
And we're probably gonna play a little snippet or two here in the interview. But where are you originally from? That's the first thing. You got an up north accent. You from?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm originally from the suburbs of Philadelphia, so I'm from Bensalem, PA.
Shout out to.
And that's where I was born and raised. Mm-hmm. And then I came down here to go to school. So I'm a graduate of Spelman College, mm-hmm. and I graduated class in 1992. 92. So I've been in Atlanta more of my life than I've been in Philly, but that's my foundation. So everyone that wants to call me in Georgia Peach, I tell them I'm a Philly cheesesteak for life, Eagles fan for life. All that good stuff, even though Atlanta's been very, very good to me. And, I'm raising my daughter here, and I really do love it here. So she said she's from Atlanta, and I say I'm from Philadelphia.
Wow. Okay. Now let's see, because I done met you in two different occasions here, even though you went to Spelman, I went to Morehouse, but I didn't meet you on campus there, which is crazy.
Later.
So I met you, let's see, two different parts of your life here. One was, you was at Spelman, I was at Morehouse. I met LaShawn Dandy, I guess known as Shawnee Rick or something like that now, drummer. Mm-hmm. And I met.
We were in a band together.
Yes, and that
was in 93 to 94, a band called Van Gogh, and Van Hunt was our the leader of our band.
With the infamous Van Hunt as the leader of the band.
Yeah, can you believe that? So when we were in the band, I was like, okay, this is not going to last because he's a genius. I knew it. I mean, the music he wrote, his musicianship, I was like, this isn't going to last. So we were doing our thing, and we auditioned for Deion Ferris, and Deion went ahead and decided she wanted Van to, go work with her. So our band kind of, went away.
Van's like, I'm out.
When she did her hit song, I Know, that was on all the radio stations, and then they both were together, I think, Hopeless for the Love Jones soundtrack.
Right.
So you'll see him in the video with her. And then, of course, he had his own, and has, present tense, his own solo recording career.
Right.
So I'm very, very proud of him because he deserves it.
Yeah.
He's just an amazing, amazing musician and songwriter.
Wow. All right, so that was 93, and then I met you later on. I think that's when you were part-time musicianing and working a day job, and I met you again.
Yep, working a day job. We got done, the whole time until, I was working a day job from 92 to 2012, so for 20 years.
Wow.
I did music on the side. And then one day I was talking to my senior VP, and in her office, and God spoke to me. He said, it's time. He just said in my ear, and I was like, whoa. I mean, it was so, whatever the greatest word is, it was surreal, because she's talking to me, and I look at her, and I say, I'm not supposed to be here. And the tears fell, and she said, Tammy, I didn't mean to make you cry. I said, no, you didn't. I said, I'm not leaving today, but I'm leaving. And it was so, as the tears fell, it was very, I can't even really explain it. Like, when I went to the bathroom to get myself cleaned up, my eyes were, deep red.
Wow.
It was almost like everything just came out of me, I guess. And I didn't leave right then because I wanted to make sure they had someone to take my place. And after 3 months, they didn't have someone. So I ended up staying 6 more months after that day.
Wow.
And they gave me a beautiful send-off. And I left that job in March of 2012.
Was that the...
So I've only been a full-time musician for 3.5 years.
Wow, I'm not going to say what the place is, but was that the famous nonprofit place that you last worked at?
Yeah, it was the famous nonprofit. Was for a national nonprofit organization for 15 years.
Wow.
And, so you have pension, you have wonderful benefits, and 403B and all that stuff, and it's basically 50 Cent said to Oprah one time, he said, his grandma said, afraid or you worry, you pick one. And I picked prayer. And I believe it's just a lesson in walking in faith and obedience. And if God says it's time and you're afraid, you got to do it. You step out on faith. You know, I think Martin Luther King had that quote that says, you know, you take a step and the staircase will appear. And that's what happened. And so many great things have happened since that day. Even still walking in an unsure type of thing.
Wow.
It's been a beautiful, wonderful, joyous, happy life. Like God gave me my dream to be a full-time musician. And I'm just trying to give it back to him. I'm maximizing this wonderful talent he's given to me to touch people in so many ways as it touches me. It's like a reflection. How great I feel. I send it out there to the people, and then it reflects back on me.
Okay, now there's two things. I'm put these together because I remember. All right, so you were working in the church. You were doing that, and I think you also were doing was it improv theater too?
Oh yeah. Now at one point I had 5 jobs.
Oh my goodness.
And that's when I had the nonprofit. I was in human resources. Then I worked at Whole World Improv Theater part-time for 6 years. And then at one point, I also played for 2 churches, which I still play for the 2 churches. One church on first and third Sunday and one on second and fourth Sunday. And then I was also doing group piano lessons in like a continuing education, what we call things, at a high school. So I had 4 part-time jobs and 1 full-time job.
Wow.
And I had that all the way until once I was pregnant with my daughter. And I'd go on bed rest and shut it all down. So then once I had her and got off of bed rest, then I went back to the 1 day job in the 2 churches. And that's what I've had ever since. So that's been since 2007, you know, so up to 2012, those 5 years, I had those 3 jobs. And now everything's under the umbrella of full-time musicians. So I still have my 2 churches. One church I've been at for 18 years and one for 13 years. They're both United Methodist churches. And I also play for the Atlanta Music Project, which is a nonprofit that it teaches children in underserved communities how to play orchestral instruments and also how to sing. So my job is the accompanist for the amplified chorus. And then when we have concerts, if the orchestra needs me to be their accompanist, I'm their accompanist as well. And I've been doing that since 2013. So 2 full school years, and then this past summer that I've been doing that, which I love. And I don't know if you got to see the TV show Knock Knock Live with Ryan Seacrest, where they knock on someone's door and surprise them. Well, we were in the premiere episode, and Dante, who is the founder of the Atlanta Music Project, you get surprised by someone. So he was surprised by Common, he's his favorite rapper. And then when Common took him outside, there was a brand new Atlanta Music Project van. And he opened the van, and then there's all these musical instruments. And then he also gave him a check, I believe, for $50,000.
Wow.
So this was a wonderful, wonderful, I was beaming with pride for this organization that's only been in existence for 5 years, but really making an impact on the community. So, yeah, definitely a great part of that. And then I also have my piano and voice students. And then my reggae band, we just performed at the Health and Wellness Reggae Fest on Saturday. We're also in the studio recording. And then I'm working on a project with a young lady who plays violin, who's doing some original work that is phenomenal that she's written. And then I also have a music production company called Heat Factory.
Okay.
We're Heat Factory or Heat Factory Baby, heatfactorymusic.com. And then for me, I'm also Tam Tunes. So Tam Tunes is my thing. So if you look me up on Facebook, you can look up Tam Tunes. You can look up Tammy Harper on Instagram and Twitter, Tam Tunes.
Tam Tunes. TAMTUNES, right?
Yep, that's right.
That's right.
Tam for Tammy, Tunes for melodies. Yep, that's me, Tam Tunes.
All right, let me ask you this question.
That's what I do.
Let me ask you this question here. All right. there's been a lot of, when it comes to the schools, I know you were a product of education and music at the same time. There's issues here, I think, that's going on in our school systems where they're looking for funding and they're starting to cut away at some of these programs, especially music and arts programs in the schools. And they're just looking like, okay, you do that on your own because it's not important in school. And it's just the indicative, I guess, of the society that we're running into. Do you feel like what you do is a supplement to a situation like that, where their kids are no longer taking, stuff in school, but yet they're taking piano lessons or whatever from you?
You know what? It's definitely a supplement. I mean, really, every time I would read articles about schools taking away the music programs, one thing about music is it really helps you in math. It really gives you the discipline. There's so many pluses to music. I mean, I would have been a math major had I not been such a passionate musician. A lot of counting in music. And then the discipline really is practicing. You take that and you can translate that to anything that you plan to do. The discipline of learning your instrument, even taking care of your instrument, depending on what it is. Keeping up with your instrument, like don't lose it. You can't really lose a piano per se, but, if you have a flute or a violin, make sure your strings, make sure you have this, make sure you have that. Taking good care of something, so it gives you responsibility as well. And then people are counting on you. When there's a concert, you got to know your part. You got to have your music. So many things are an extension of just taking music in school. Now, for me, the piano lessons and voice lessons that I give, because I go to the student's home, it's very convenient, and the parents enjoy it as well. The kids enjoy it, Sometimes, in days past, they have their PJs on and just come by and take a piano lesson and go to bed. But, it's something that once the parent knows, like, wow, my child really enjoys singing. Or I have adult students, too, that say, oh, I really enjoy learning the piano, and then they're just so excited. Because it really doesn't take that long to start playing songs. So it's a new kind of excitement. Like for example, I joined a book club because I'm always trying to stimulate my mind. And, I'm reading one book a month, which I usually don't do. I do more listening of music. But it's turning on different things in my brain just from reading rather than listening or playing. It's a great stimuli for me. Because, when you're doing music all the time, you're in this musical mode, but you still got to stretch out and, I call myself like a creative intellectual. So I have, both sides have to be nurtured. Like, even the work hard, play hard, that's me. Too much work or too much play.
Wow.
A lot of both.
All right, let me ask you this. If you had a chance to put together, this is dead or alive, put together a 5-piece band and a lead singer. So ultimately you can choose anybody. And you actually are the keyboard player here. All right, so who will be joining you on stage here?
Wow. Well, it's funny because that would be hard. I'd have to pick like second and third string and stuff like that. Because I would want like Prince, and then he would play probably guitar, even though he could play all the instruments. I want Stevie Wonder on keys, even though he can also play other instruments. It's funny because on drums, I would almost want to take my friend from high school. His name is Nasheet Waits, who's played all over the world doing jazz, because I've never heard of him since maybe high school. So I would love to just, bring him on just to do that, because he's my old friend. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Now we're on, the guitar. We have bass.
Bass.
Oh, man. I don't know. Because, it's kind of like I like Marcus Miller, but I also like the Nathan East. Oh, I don't know. That'd be a hard one, the bass player. And let's see, we had keys, bass, guitar, drums, and then one lead singer. Oh. Because it's like, I like two different kind of voices. I love the Firecracker Chaka Khan Like, I love her. There's a part of me that wants the firecracker like her. And then there's also the part of me that likes the voice that's kind of low and smooth, like the Sade's voice. If I could bring, like, Phyllis Hyman back, you know, the Anita Baker, the Layla Hathaway.
Okay.
That. And then there's also the light sweet, you know, Minnie Riperton, you know, Denise Williams. I like the light sweet type of voice too. I love the way Mel Ruth sings, and I love the way Marsha Ambrosius sings. So it might end up being like, it couldn't be 5. I think I could have.
You'd have 3 different bands.
Well, like the first set's gonna be these 5, and the second set these 5. Because even with drummers, I mean, there's a lot of local drummers, you know, that are super dope. You know, like Lil John Roberts.
Shout out to Little John Roberts.
And of course, he's a Philly person too. And then my good friend Phil Davis, who's phenomenal on keys. And then, you know, the living legends. Well, actually, 2 people I love both passed, and that was George Duke and Joe Sample, who I love. And, you know, they're gone. But I love them too. So I would add them on keys along with me and Stevie Wonder. They're the band.
All right, and then if you were stuck with only one CD, like for the rest of your life, you got this one CD that you can save to listen to. You know, all other music just vanished. I know these are hard questions here. What CD would it be?
Well, you know, it's so funny. I went to the Stevie Wonder Songs in the Key of Life concert, and it was so awesome. That's one CD that, you know, I just skip over the songs I don't know as well, but run with the rest of them, Songs in the Key of Life. And I also, this is an honorable mention. This is a more recent CD from 2015, actually. I think it's 2015. My Facebook friend, who's now my regular friend, Brandon Williams, his CD is called 12, like Roman numeral 12.
Okay.
And I really do love all the songs. There's one song I like a little bit. But I love all the rest of them. I feel like he really put his all. He picked key people to do the instruments and key people to sing. And he's a drummer, actually, I believe, and then he does music production.
Wow.
But I'm going to give him a plug on this podcast. Brandon Williams, the album is named 12, like Roman numeral 12.
12.
It's really, really good. So I'm plugging his album. That would be honorable mention because I listen to it all the time. And my favorite song on there is called Leave Love Be, featuring Alex Isley, who's the daughter of one of the Isley brothers. He has that sweet voice that I said I like and enjoy.
Okay.
But I love that song. He just released the string version. It's like the recording of the string section. He has a video on YouTube for Leave Love Be, the string section. And my eyes got watery. And I was like, if I ever get married, I'm finding somebody's string orchestra, and they are going to play that song at my wedding because it's that gorgeous to me.
Okay.
And I found the guy who does the string arrangements on Facebook. It's Piranha Head. So I'm on Piranha Head 2 on that page. I friended him, and I hit him up to make sure that he was the one that did the string arrangement because he's also done them, I think, on Carmen Rogers' album as well. It's just, so magical to me. I love it. So you guys get a chance, check it out. Leave Love Be, the string section recording on YouTube.
All right, so we ran up on our time here. Where can we find you? Do you regularly gig somewhere?
You know what? The regular gig is the church house.
The church house. Hey, we'll bring you all to church. Y'all need to show up in church.
Exactly. Rock Chapel United Methodist Church in Lithonia and Union Chapel United Methodist Church in Marietta.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I am. Lithonia first and third Sunday, Marietta second and fourth Sunday. Everything else is kind of random, which is a blessing, so nothing gets stale or old. And I post everything on my pages. So there's a Tammy Harper page and a Tam Tunes page on Facebook. Then there's Tam Tunes on Twitter and Instagram. And my website is www.tamtunes.com.
All right. It's been a pleasure, Tammy.
My pleasure, Kesey. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for kicking it with Kesey. And we will catch up with you later.
Sun.